Hi, my name's Beyond, and welcome back or welcome to my writing channel. So today's going to be a very short video because I'm just going to do a little series talking about little things in my book, and right now, today, we're going to talk about setting. Setting obviously isn't going to take too long because, it's the place, it's the time, and that's like kind of like about it. So this is not going to be very long. So you won't have to sit through it for that long. So give me like 5 minutes of your time. I would really appreciate it. So a little overview. I am in the midst of writing a book series, and I am trying to get recognition, or for people to kind of want to know more or want to buy it when it comes out, which I'm hoping is soon. So of course I'm going to use YouTube or any platform where I can to kind of do that. So I'm going to. So the setting. Where does this take place? Well, it takes place. Okay. Oh my gosh, I have to talk about the book series. Okay. So the book series, I apologize, is called the Execution Tree series, and there's a reason why it's the Execution Tree. It used to be called the Hanging Tree series, which was too close to the Hunger Games. So at least in like it reminded me of the. I didn't think of the Hunger Games, but my mom and as well as other people were like, "Oh, like the Hunger Games." No, not like the Hunger Games. So the exact opposite of the Hunger Games. So I got rid of that name, and it's now the Execution Tree, which for it basically means the same thing, hanging and execution. But there's that it actually does fit. The Execution Tree fits way better than the Hanging Tree because what I use that symbol for means it's hard to explain without giving things away, because I don't want to like go off and then start ranting about something that I shouldn't even be talking about in this video. So we're not going to do that, and we're going to move on. But yeah, it's the Execution Tree series. I plan to have 8 books in it. This might change. However, right now it's 8. And yeah, I've been told who would want to read an 8-book series. Well, I'm reading one right now, and I'm going to read more. So I think people who like to read and like books will read 8. Especially if you read stuff like Colleen Ballinger. Like, I look, no hate, but I'm hating anyway. Anyway, setting. Let's not get too far off topic. Setting. Today in this video, we're going to talk about where it takes place and when. I would like to get further into history and pretty much how it correlates with our modern world, but that's going to be a video on its own. So maybe I'll leave a little mystery to make you want to check it out, That'd be nice. Gotta put some suspense in there. So first of all, where, why, when? Okinawa, Japan. My story is set in Okinawa, Japan. And I apologize if I'm saying that name wrong. I apologize. I used to say Okinawa, and then now it's Okinawa, and I just go between the two. So if I do that, I just do that, and I apologize very deeply if I'm just saying it wrong. But yes, imagine not knowing how to say it and you write about it, whatever. So yes, it takes place on an island city. Now I don't live anywhere near an ocean or a lake, I should say, because there's a lake about like 2 hours away from me. No, it's probably less than that. But either way, it's not close. It's not close at all. So not that I really know what it feels like to have a beach right there, but that idea sounds very nice. And so when I kind of thought, I was like deliberating on what to do, like where to put my story, I'm not gonna lie, I watched some shows, and then I searched up some areas, and I thought Okinawa was really pretty, and not just because of the beaches. I barely looked at the beaches. Well, I looked at the beaches, but my story is not set on a beach, okay? It's not. So obviously that's not really what I cared about. But like my main character doesn't like water. Why would he go there? Like, unless he was forced to, which usually he is. But yeah, so I didn't really care much about the beach. I cared about the area, and it looked really pretty to me. It looked kind of like that. It's not a small town, but kind of like, sorry, running cat around. It kind of looked like the place that I wanted my story to be in, so I set it in there. Because that's what I mean. I don't know. It just looked appealing to me, so I picked it. And that is a little bit of a struggle sometimes because I am very much an American and I can be stupid because, you know, one, we suck at geography, and two, we we suck with everything else. And three, look at the state of the country. Fuck Trump. Fuck ICE. Anyway, I had to say that somewhere. If that makes you like me more, that's a good thing. And if it doesn't, leave. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm a stupid American. I try not to be, but sometimes I can be. So sometimes it's a little hard, and I don't like trusting the Google. I trust the Google, but most of the I don't just. For example, if you're doing this for anything, like Google something up, and then whatever this AI Gemini thing pops up, you can look at that for reference, but please scroll down because it's not going to give you the right answer. It's just going to give you stuff from other sources, and you need to make sure that those sources are actually the right ones. So please, if you're researching for your book, for an assignment, literally for anything, don't just use AI. That's so sad. That's really sad to use AI. It's really sad. Anyway, let's move on and say what time period is. I guess I'm just trying to make the time go longer. Time period. Now, it's not set in the modern time. In fact, it's set in 2100. And at first, I didn't know what time to set it in. When I started writing it, I didn't have a set time. I just knew it was in the future. I just didn't know how far. I didn't want it to be far, 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 but I didn't want it to be like just like 2050. I didn't want that. And I just didn't know. So I based it all around my main character and his birthday. And his birthday is in the year 2085. So the first book takes place in 2102 because he's 16 at the time. So that's pretty much how I figured it out. I based his birthday, and I guess the whole book's like kind of foundation on a song by AJR, because that song meant a lot to me. It still does. And so I was like, well, what better thing to do than give it that date to my birthday? Oh my God, to my character's birthday. So I did. And now it's 2102, and now I'm not like freaking out being like, I don't know what time to do. So a little tidbit about that time period. The technology is better. However, there's not flying cars. Like robots aren't running amok everywhere. There are like, you know, like those like little robots that like serve you or something at those fast food restaurants. Those exist. Those are there. Those are there. But like better technology, especially in the wink wink hint hint forensics field, lots of better stuff going on with that. So like that's what I mean by better technology. I don't mean flying cars, because I think flying cars is fucking stupid. Not gonna lie. If you like that, that's cool. If like honestly, like cyberpunk or not cyberpunk, that's not sci-fi stuff is pretty cool, but not my cup of tea. I don't really like the idea of flying cars because people in my state, no offense, but high offense, don't know how to drive, especially when it's raining. Gives you a little hint of where I am. People like people do not know how to drive in the rain. So I don't think they'll be able to drive in the sky. This is a long rant for something that's not even important. But yeah. So that's basically the setting. This wasn't meant to be long. I mean, it was really just two things and me ranting about it. So yeah. Set in Okinawa, Japan, 2102 specifically, but really the 2100s, early 2100s. And also, my main character is a boy, at least for the first book. So, also with the forensics thing, maybe that's my little hint to you, or the history. You can know more about the history, because I'm gonna tell you now. History is I did alter things. So I'm actually kind of excited to talk about that. But that's my video basically. Wasn't meant to be long, even though it kind of was, but I'll make a short on YouTube and just say something like, so you can just like watch it and be like, oh, that's what it is, because you can't watch a 10-minute video. Anyway, thank you for joining in, and I hope you found something interesting. I don't think you did, because why? I don't think that was interesting at all. But I'm gonna stop ranting, and I'm gonna go do something else with my life. So, thank you for watching a 10-minute video, almost 11, and I will see you later. I don't know when, but later. Bye.